Hi, I'm Maddie. What's your
Hi.
name?
I'm Audrey. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So we're gonna quickly go over the informed consent.
Okay.
Basically, it will go over the purpose of this evaluation, the confidentiality, intoxication, potential risks and benefits, fees and cancellations, limits to services provided, your rights, and then we'll sign at the end if you understand everything.
Okay.
So, the purpose is you're basically being asked to participate because for a substance abuse evaluation.
Okay.
Is that why you're here?
Yeah.
Would you say? Okay. The confidentiality is that I won't tell anybody anything unless it's gonna hurt you or somebody else or abuse. I kind of have to report things like that.
Okay.
So. Intoxication is basically stating that if you show up on drugs or alcohol, we'll have to reschedule and I'll find you a safe way home.
Okay.
Potential risks and benefits is this evaluation may bring up uncomfortable emotions, but it's also just to help me understand your whole situation so I can best help you.
Okay.
The fees and cancellations, it's $150 per hour, and then each session will be an hour long.
Okay.
And if you need to cancel, at least do it 24 hours before, or you'll get charged a $50 cancellation fee.
Okay.
Limits is this evaluation is strictly for assessment purposes. I will not guarantee that you will have treatment or get a specific diagnosis that you're looking for or anything like that. It's just kind of to see based on the results what I can recommend to you. And then your rights, you have the rights to ask questions about the evaluation process at any time, and you also have the right to receive a summary of my findings. So does that make sense? I'll kind of write you a report or a summary of what we talked about and what I recommend for you. And then consent is basically saying that you've read and understand this information.
Okay. So you're not going to tell anybody about our conversation?
Oh, no, definitely not.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, Audrey, are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Okay. First, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. So I know your name already. What is your age and gender?
I am 45 and I'm a female.
Okay. Are you married and do you have any children?
Yes, I am married and I have 3 kids.
Okay. Do you have a husband or a wife?
I have a husband.
Okay. And what is your race or ethnic background?
I'm just white.
Okay. Are you religious at all?
No.
Okay. And then do you have a job currently?
Yes.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm working as a accountant.
Accountant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What would you say if you can remember what you made in the last year as an accountant? And where do you work? You know?
I worked for the Air Force for
Okay.
a little bit, and I make about $100,000 a year.
Okay. Do you feel super stressed out about that job? Does it stress you out, or is it kind of just your daily do what you need to do?
No,
Okay.
I get to work from home, so it's not.
Okay, makes sense. Okay. So now we're gonna kind of talk about your presenting problem.
Okay.
So what specific issues or concerns brought you here today?
Yeah, so I got a DUI not
Okay.
that long ago, and my daughters have kind of been pushing me to get help for my drinking. I don't think it's a super big problem, but
Okay.
I care about them, so.
Right, you just kind of want to let them know that you're trying, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. And with the DUI, was it, did they tell you needed to come here, or you thought that was a step you needed to take?
I just thought it was a step I could take. I already went through all the processes. It was a while ago, but
Okay.
I thought it would.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. And then how long have you been experiencing, how long have your daughters been pushing you to?
It's been about a year.
Okay.
And me and my husband, we've been fighting a lot recently about my alcohol use, and I guess it's just created a lot of tension in our house.
Okay.
So I wanted to get some treatment.
So, and then how long ago was that DUI, if you don't mind me asking?
It was a year and a half ago.
Okay. And then have you done anything on your own to address the issue, like trying to stop on your own or cutting back or anything like that?
No, I don't really think it's a problem right now, so I'm not too worried about it.
Okay.
I don't know. It could be, but
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, would you say you're ready to change? Like, how ready? On a 1 being, it's not a problem, I don't have a problem, I don't want to change. 10 being, okay, I need to do something about this.
I mean, it kind of depends. Like, if I do have a substance use problem, then I do want to change. But I just don't really see myself having
Okay.
one. I don't know.
So maybe like a 50-50 type of thing?
Maybe like a 5.
Okay. So, like, if we were done here, this is what you're telling me, and I told you, if I could do that, if I told you that you had a substance use disorder, would that, like, make you want to change?
Yeah, that would.
Okay,
That would
makes sense.
push me.
So, what are your goals with coming here, maybe moving forward?
Yeah, I want to bring my family back together. There's been so much tension and fighting in our house, and there's just been so many problems recently, and I don't know if it's all connected to me drinking or not, but
Right.
I'm just kind of ready for things to go back to normal.
Okay, that makes sense, yeah. So those kind of go together with the reasons
Yeah.
you would like to change. So basically, from what I'm understanding, there's a lot of tension in your household and problems going on,
Yeah.
and your goal would basically bring everybody back together and have
Mhm.
them, feel like a family again.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I want, really.
Okay. That's a good plan. Good
Thank you.
motivation. Can you tell me about the first time that you ever drank alcohol or did drugs?
Yeah, so I started drinking in high school.
Mhm.
I think the first time I was probably 15,
Okay.
at a party with my friends.
Okay.
And then I kind of started smoking weed, college, like freshman year of college, and then cocaine. That was in college.
Okay. So that's when you started. Do you currently still use all of these substances?
I don't use cocaine anymore.
Okay.
I drink and I take edibles. And
Okay.
then occasionally me and my friends will do mushrooms, but
Okay.
that's not super frequent.
Okay. So can you kind of expand how often would you say you're doing mushrooms?
Probably like once a month.
Once a
maybe.
month?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nothing crazy.
And then how often are you drinking, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say about like every day. It kind of
Okay.
depends, but usually.
And how many drinks are you having a day?
I mean, I typically have like a bottle of wine every
Okay, a
night.
whole bottle.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't always like that, but I guess I've been drinking more
Yeah, that's
recently.
okay. I mean, stress can.
Yeah.
And then you say you take edibles. Is that an everyday thing or?
Yeah, it's most days. I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually just take them before I go to bed because I have a hard time sleeping. So
Okay.
I just take them and then go to sleep.
Okay, that makes sense. So you said no more cocaine,
No.
right? So when's the last time you would say you did cocaine?
Probably before I graduated college. I
Okay,
guess it's
so
just a college thing.
it's been a little bit.
Yeah, it's been like 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been arrested or legal issues other than the DUI you mentioned?
No, just a DUI. We do have like some domestic violence things going on right now, but I'm not too worried about that.
So when you say we have, is it with you and your husband?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you mind elaborating on that a little bit?
Yeah, there was just one night where we like got into a really big fight, and then our neighbors called the cops on us,
Okay.
and we got in trouble. Neither of us got arrested though.
Okay.
We just had to go to court.
Okay. Would you say that you feel safe with your husband?
Sometimes he's gotten worse. Like,
Okay.
he has a lot of mental problems, and he is an alcoholic.
Okay.
But I mean, he's trying to get sober right now for work and stuff. So hopefully it'll get better.
Okay. Would you say that your kids are safe in the house with you and your husband?
Yeah, my kids have never gotten
Okay.
hurt or anything like that.
Okay, I just have to make sure.
Yeah. My middle daughter, she doesn't talk to her dad though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many kids did you say you had?
I have 3.
3 kids. Are they all you and your husband?
Yeah.
Okay. And the middle daughter, she just doesn't want to deal
No.
with it. Did anything specific happen between you or?
Me and my husband got in a huge fight, and he
Okay.
said some things to her, and she just,
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
Have you ever participated in drug or alcohol treatment?
No.
No. Okay. Do you have any medical conditions or illnesses?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Have you ever been hospitalized for anything, major surgery, injury, anything like that?
No, I've had like a broken bone, but that's
Right.
really it.
Okay. Was this broken bone like a long time ago, or would you say it was caused by your drinking and drug use?
Oh no,
No.
it was a while ago.
Okay.
I was just riding a bike.
So I guess, are you on any prescription medication? And if so, what are they?
I'm on antidepressants,
Okay.
and it's Effexor.
So do you get those are you in therapy for depression, or have you,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Yeah, I am.
okay. Okay, and then do you have any allergies to any medications or anything else that I might need to know about?
No.
Okay. So so you said you haven't really tried to cut back at all. Am I right? Okay. So is there any time that you have gone maybe like a day without drinking or a couple days and you feel like you need it, or you get shaky, or
Yeah, I do notice like if I don't drink, I will start shaking. So I usually do. I usually find a way to get alcohol.
Okay, sounds good. So you definitely, do you feel like you've felt the need to drink more as time's gone on?
Yeah, I feel like it started as like a glass or 2 of wine every night, and then it's slowly gotten to where I'm drinking a whole bottle, which is kind of concerning, I guess. But I don't know.
Okay. Do you find it difficult to control your substance use once you've started? So you get a glass in and you can't stop, basically.
I don't think so. I know like that I'm still drinking. I just enjoy it a lot, so I don't really want to stop. Like once I start, it's really relaxing for me.
Okay.
Like with all the stress going on in our house. So.
Okay. And then whenever you mentioned like fights with your husband or your kids are stressed or anything going on at home or any stress, relationship, life issues, do you feel like that makes you want to drink more, or do you use drugs more?
Probably. Like whenever we're fighting or arguing, that's all I can really think about is just like getting away and drinking or something, But I'm able to, I function during the day and stuff, even if work's stressful, so.
Okay. Would you say that you're showing up to work drunk?
No, not showing up to work drunk.
Okay.
No.
Okay, but you're going to work every day.
Yeah. That's good.
And so you're not showing up to work drunk or high?
No.
Okay. Just making sure. Do you, you already said you experience cravings, like if you always find a way to get.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Does it ever get I guess to a crazy point of you like spending your last dollar or things like that on alcohol?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I do go out of my way to get it. Like, even if,
Okay.
you know, if we're on family vacation, I still find a way to get alcohol. Even if
Okay.
it's inconvenient. Sometimes I'll leave, like, early in the morning to go get something. Like, if I know I don't have any, you know.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I'm not spending all my money on it.
And then have you ever overdosed or experienced a medical emergency because of your substance use?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So you've never been hospitalized because of drinking or?
No.
Okay. And then, so I know you got that DUI, but after that or even before that, were you driving consistently or using machinery of any sort while being drunk?
No, I've never done that before. That was the first time, but it was just, I mean, me and my husband got in a huge fight, and so, and I had already been drinking, and I needed to leave the house, and
Okay.
so.
So since that DUI, have you done it again?
No.
No. Okay. So I know you kind of touched on your kids have kind of mentioned to you that they wanted you to cut back on your drinking, and then your husband and you have been fighting, but any other like relationship issues that you would say stem from your drinking or drug use?
No, not really.
No.
I don't really have a lot of, like, friends or relationships like that, so it's mostly just been my kids.
Okay. And what kind of things do your kids say to you when is it like a fight, or do they come to you kind of calmly asking you to stop? How does it usually go?
Yeah, it's been both. I'd say, like, there's been a couple times where they came to me crying because they were concerned.
Okay.
But sometimes, like, when I'm drinking and stuff, they get really mad at me, and they say, like, hurtful things or call me a bad mom. And,
Right.
There's been a couple times where they've just left because they didn't want to deal with it. And so.
Right. Do you feel like you understand where they're coming from, or do you think that they're kind of overreacting?
I kind of get it. I mean, my mom drank a lot, and so I get it's upsetting, but I just think they think that it's something it's not. Like, they think that I'm some crazy alcoholic when really I'm just relaxing at the end of the day.
Okay.
And so it's upsetting because I don't want them to see me like that, but
yeah,
you know.
Okay. Have you had any issues at work since you started using more frequently?
Not really. I mean, I've never gotten in trouble at work. I always get my work done, especially working from home. It's so easy.
Right.
But there's been a couple times where I've, like, slept in too late, or
Okay.
I've kind of just felt off the next day, and so I haven't been as efficient at work, but
Okay.
I've gotten all my stuff.
So since you work from home, do you find yourself, I mean, I'm sure you're close to your kitchen or whatever,
Yeah.
do you find yourself grabbing a bottle of wine to sit with at work? Or do you usually wait until you're off of your...
I usually wait, because I have a lot of meetings and stuff. And
so you still have to talk to people and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you kind of touched on this too, but have you experienced any financial hardship because of drinking?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
And you mentioned your husband has been out of a job or trying to get sober for his job. Has that caused issues within y'all's financial situation at all? Or you feel like you have to work more, or...
No, I mean, he gets retirement money from the military.
Okay.
So that's like an extra source of income, but he's just had such a hard time keeping a job. Like, he's had like 3 jobs in the last couple months, and you know, he's been trying to get sober, and it's not been
yeah, that's stressful, but so you don't really feel like that's put more stress on you as a parent or as your job?
No, I'd say it's just kind of annoying when he's home all the time.
Okay.
Because I'm already home and I don't want to deal with him.
Right, that makes sense. So how would you say, I know you said you're on antidepressants and I'm guessing you go to therapy for depression? Okay. So how do you feel that your mental health has been other than that, I guess, or just with that included, do you feel like that's a cause for your drinking, or how have you felt mentally recently?
I mean, it depends on the month, but like some months I'm kind of more depressed and more down. But recently I've been doing really well mentally. I have a lot of anxiety. That's kind of why I go to therapy.
Okay.
But we've been working on it.
Okay. And then your physical health, do you feel like you're healthy? Do you feel like you're getting through the day okay physically?
Yeah, I feel okay. I just feel kind of slow sometimes, and I'm always tired and
Okay.
just kind of out of it.
Do you feel like you being so tired is from drinking or using drugs?
No, I think it's just probably just from being so busy.
Right. Being stressed and busy.
Yeah, maybe sometimes if I stay up too late drinking or.
Do you find yourself staying up like crazy hours because of your drinking? Or do you kind of go to bed earlier maybe because you're drunk?
Sometimes, like, depends on the night really. Some nights I drink and I'm immediately ready for bed, and then other nights I drink and I'm wide awake, and I don't know. That's why I kind of take the edibles. My sleeping's just kind of off.
Okay. And how would you describe your mood on a typical day? Are you a pretty, happy-go-lucky person, or are you kind of down?
I consider myself to be a happy person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I'm always so positive. But.
Okay. Have you found it hard recently to be positive?
No. I mean, it's been more difficult to just with all the tension in the house. But I mean, I try to stay positive because everybody else is so tense.
Right. That
and
makes
upset.
sense.
But yeah.
Do you have any other mental health concerns other than anxiety and depression?
No, not really, no.
Okay. And then have you ever been diagnosed with like bipolar or PTSD?
No.
Okay. How well do you think you manage a stressful situation, like a fight with your husband or your kids coming to you and, calling you names or whatever?
I mean, I feel like I handle it well, but people always tell me I don't. They tell me I push it off and kind of don't really like. But I always feel like I'm positive and I want to listen to people.
Okay.
I don't know. I felt like I handled it well, but I guess others don't think that.
And if you could elaborate on you being positive, or like what is something, for example, in a fight with your husband, can you kind of walk me through if he's yelling at you? Are you yelling back, or are you trying to kind of level with him? How does that usually go?
I usually try to level with him, which annoys him.
Right. Usually people who are yelling don't want to be leveled with, so that makes sense. Okay. And then how do you go about managing your stress? And how do you cope with your stress?
Like, what do I do?
Just anything.
I don't know. I mean, I like going on walks or, watching TV and drinking or hanging out with my kids is nice. But.
Makes sense. Would you say drinking is your biggest way you think you cope? Or do you
Probably.
Okay.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's really comforting. It's like I can just escape from the world and be in my own space for a while, which is nice.
Okay. Have you ever attempted to quit, like, at all, like, completely using drugs or alcohol?
No.
Okay. Then have you ever been to treatment for substance use?
No.
Okay. Okay. So now we're going to kind of talk about your family, like your parents or siblings. So within your immediate family, has there been any history of substance use or addiction?
Like my parents? Yeah, my mom was a really bad alcoholic, and she was always doing drugs. She's bipolar.
Okay.
And so my childhood was kind of crazy.
Okay, that makes sense. And then was your father in your life? And if he was, how was that?
No, I never met my dad. My
Okay.
mom had me when she was 16, so I never really met him.
Okay. And then did you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have a half brother.
Okay. Do you feel like, does he use substances or is he an addict?
He smokes cigarettes, but I don't think that's really about it. From all I know, we don't really talk too much. He's kind of distant,
Okay.
just because of all the stuff that happened with our childhood. But like from what I've seen,
Okay.
he drinks a little bit, but that's really
That makes sense. How do you think your mom and your half brother view like your substance use?
I don't know. I don't really talk to them that much.
Okay.
I don't think my mom would really say anything about
Okay.
it, and I don't think my brother would either because we're not that close.
Okay.
But they live far away, so I only
Okay.
see them like once a year.
And then I know you mentioned your kids
Mhm.
have mentioned anything, and you said your husband does drink, but has he told you to slow down or cut down on your drinking?
Kind of. He says that like when I drink a lot, I get angry, and he's asked me to stop drinking so much. But I mean, I don't really listen to him because he's an alcoholic.
Right.
It's
You
like-
think that he like what does he know?
Exactly,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And then you said your mom's bipolar. Any other history of mental health conditions in your family?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. What role do you feel either your mom or your husband have played in your like substance use patterns? So you drinking so much, do you feel like that they have almost caused it or played a role in it somehow?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, I grew up around alcohol, and so it was really normalized.
Mm-hmm.
And like nobody ever really told me, oh, it's bad, don't do that,
Right.
or like that you can get addicted to it. I didn't even really know that was a thing until my husband. But I don't know. I mean, being around him drinking all the time, it's kind of
Easier.
yeah, it's easy for me to do it, and
Okay.
nobody can really say anything.
So you wouldn't say you have anyone, at least an adult in your life that is completely sober and would be there,
Yeah,
really?
I mean, I have my best friend, but she
Okay.
lives a couple hours away. I don't really see her very often, but she doesn't really
Okay.
do anything like that.
Okay. Does she know about your drinking? And no? Okay. All right. So how we kind of already talked about it a little bit, but I just want to make sure. How has your substance use affected your work? Has it at all? You would say? No?
Not really, no.
Okay. I just want to make
Just
sure.
kind of getting stuff done slower, but I still get it done and do good. So
Right.
I'm not
And
too
no
worried.
one's noticed like it's slower, really.
No, not really. Nobody's ever said anything.
Right.
Like, I just usually work really fast, and so for me, I can tell when I'm working slow, but
Uh-huh. Okay.
nobody said anything to me.
And then in the past, have you ever lost a job or anything because of substance use?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And then were you in the military or?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I mean, I work for the Air Force, but I don't,
Right.
like, not, like, actively.
Okay.
in
But
the
you're
military.
not in the military.
I'm just a
Okay.
government worker.
Government worker. Okay. And then, do you have any career aspirations or goals?
I do want to get promoted
Okay.
to, like, a manager. Like, I would oversee people,
Okay.
but we'll see. I don't really know if that'll
Is that super important to you, and do you feel like your substance use is maybe keeping you from that promotion?
Maybe like if I worked harder, or like I wasn't so tired throughout the day, I could, go out of my
Okay.
way to do more to get the promotion, but I'm not too worried about it.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, now we're gonna kind of talk about your strengths.
Okay.
So, what personal strengths do you feel that you hold?
I feel like I'm really positive, and I'm really, I don't know, I feel like I'm strong,
Okay.
tough mentally.
Yeah. Okay. We kind of already talked about this too, but I just want to make sure, who would you consider to be your support system? Family,
Probably my
friends,
family.
bosses, your family?
My family and my best friend, probably.
Okay, when you say family, you mean your husband and your kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what resources do you currently rely on for like coping? Do you attend church or you know, no? Okay. Do you have any like groups that you're a part of? Kind of like a, I don't know, like a book club or anything, you know? Okay.
No, I mean I'm not super social. I'm more introverted, but my sisters are in sport. I mean
Kids.
my kids are in sports. Sorry, and so like I hang out with the moms there and stuff.
Okay, that makes sense. And then now we're just going to talk about, lastly, your individual needs when it comes to kind of this whole thing. So, what is your biggest reason that you would want to make a change when it comes to your substance use?
Probably just helping my family,
Family?
creating less tension, and you know, I want my kids to be happy, and I don't want them to like view me the same way as they view their dad. So.
Right, that makes sense. And then are there any specific accommodations that, you know, would you need childcare or transportation, things like that, if you did end up in treatment?
No.
And then what barriers do you feel are in the way of treatment? Do you feel like it's you, or do you feel like you don't want to, you know, concern yourself with something like treatment, or are you just fully ready to jump in if you needed to?
I mean, if I really, really need to, I feel like I will be ready for treatment, but I mean, I'm probably the biggest barrier because I just don't see how I could have a problem.
Okay.
But, I mean, I'd be open to it.
Alright, and then how can I help you and support you through your journey with this?
Probably just be honest. Like, if you really think, like, okay, this girl's an alcoholic, like, tell
Right.
me. And, like, with the assessment and everything, like, I don't know, just open and communication, I guess.
So do you have any more questions for me? Or anything else you need to share?
Like, how long will this take for me to get my assessment back, do you think? Like, what will happen from here?
I usually, you know, give myself a couple of days to get everything written up and, you know, make sure everything's foolproof and I know what I'm talking about. And then I'll get it back to you and we'll kind of talk about the next steps if there are any.
Okay.
Whether that be like inpatient treatment or just you come see me every once in a while. So,
okay. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.